Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. So yeah, you can see me wearing the sweater. It's quite a cold day today, hopefully one of the last ones in this winter/spring season, but yeah, it's pretty chilly. Couple of things before we begin, and I'm gonna shuffle the decks. So we're gonna do the classic check-in today. But before I do, just a couple of things. So first of all, I will be raising my prices for personal readings and coaching sessions since April 1st, which is this Friday. So just keep that in mind, and if you're interested to grab a reading, hurry up and contact me while the price is still the same. Also, you remember I was telling you that I'm from Ukraine, so I'm trying to support my country in the time of need, and with everything going on right now, it's quite hard for people on so many different levels right now. So I decided to do my part, apart from actually donating some of my money to different causes. I also wanted to do some readings to donate as well, like directly donations from the readings. So I'm gonna do and this will be discounted readings, so this will be more of a donation based. So I'll do 10 readings which will be discounted, and 50% discount. I will put more information in the description box, and you will be able, so first 10 people who get in, you will get 50% discount. All the money that I'm gonna get with this, I'm gonna donate, and I'm gonna match them as well. So it will be almost like 10 readings worth of money, right? But you're kind of donating half of it, and half of it I'm gonna match from my own income. Hope that makes sense. So yeah, basically what it means for you, even if you're not interested to support the cause of Ukraine, is that you can be one of those people with one of those 10 readings that will get them at 50% off. These I'm doing also till April 1st, mostly because, well, A, it's not a lot, and also I don't want any complications with prices changing and then me having to recalculate everything. There will be confusion back and forth based on when did you order and stuff. So yeah, you need to contact me before April 1st for that. It doesn't have to be that, we can agree, and for example, if you want your reading to be done next week, the week after, that's fine, but you need to contact me and make a payment before April 1st. So for example, if you're interested in getting information for your situation at some further point down the line, let's be reasonable for how long it is, but anyways, that's fine, but make sure to get that spot now. Okay, let's start with an oracle deck. Let me just finish shuffling here. When we're using the Souls on Fire deck today, it's my fun deck. Decided to have some fun. And for the oracle part, we're gonna use the Sacred Traveler deck. For Divine Feminines, we have Vast Vistas, expand your horizons. Another one, I'm gonna be getting one card from the bottom as well. I'm guided to do that today. Navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. That's a very good match, actually. Expand your horizons and follow your bliss. Sometimes we don't even know about all the different sources of that bliss, of that euphoria, of that inspiration. So this is calling you to basically explore some new ways of getting into the bliss. And navigating by the stars is actually also about not thinking too much with your logic, right? But just feeling through it. What do you feel interested in, curious about? Maybe you read an article somewhere, you heard a story on the news, you saw, I don't know, an ad somewhere outside about XYZ, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. Just go with it. Okay, for the masculines, we have reaching your destination, your light is shining brightly. And it's a good one. Ascending the mountain, keep going forward. Wow, that's amazing. That's also an awesome match. Like, keep going forward and, you know, follow your light. It's your moment. It's your, you know, they call it like 5 minutes of glory, right? But it doesn't have to be 5 minutes. Figuratively speaking, it's your moment of glory. Just keep shining, keep going forward. And it can seem like a mountain, but the most important parts, we are going up the mountain, divine masculines. The most important part is that you're capable of doing so. So why not? Okay, now to the tarot. Let's see what we have for divine feminine energy today. And it flew away. Four of Pentacles. Okay. What about masculine? I'll pull some clarifiers too. Temperance. Love it. Okay, what is what is divine feminine guided to do at this point in the journey? Wow, death, and it fell in reverse. That's a big one. What about divine masculines? Thank you. 7 of Wands. Okay. Let's pull some clarifiers. Bottom of the deck we have the Empress. No, the High Priestess. Please clarify for Pentacles. And guys, please don't forget to like the video, to subscribe to my channel, to comment, to share. This really helps me share these messages with more people. I appreciate you all, guys. Those who are coming back or who are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. I love this Temperance card. It has, I just realized it has 2 glasses, but it looks like, you know, the cups, but they look like wine glasses. That's pretty cool. Like a dreamy, girly Temperance card. Please clarify 7 of Wands. Okay. So, for the feminine energy, we have 4 of Pentacles clarified by 8 of Swords. So there is a kind of a, what do you call it? Feminine is keeping a lot of thoughts and emotions inside right now. There is like almost like there's a storm going on inside, and on the surface it seems like, you know, you're calm or quiet at least, right? Like people normally wouldn't guess what is going on, but there's so much going on underneath the surface. And as much as we're trying to keep ourselves safe and to build healthy boundaries, we should be careful not to build too much of a distance between ourselves and other people, because really we're not gonna learn much, we're not gonna succeed much in our journey if we're not facing this, you know, the outside world, if we're not in touch with anyone. That's the point of living this 3D life. And I'm not saying that that should be the goal, but to me, these energies are more about like trying to kind of push people away. It's like, no, this is too much, this is too much. So it's okay if you need some space to process the information, actually release yourself from this kind of energy. But there is a lot of overthinking, a lot of self-sabotaging, you know, grieving maybe about something, thinking, well, I've invested too much into this situation and now it didn't turn out the way I expected, right? And now it's like, feels like a failure. Don't stay in that energy for too long. Remember, you're supposed to follow the bliss, not follow the misery. So it's okay to have those. The whole duality thing, yin and yang, that's what kind of pumps us up and keeps us going in pursuit of that happiness and bliss, but just don't stay in there too long. For the action that you should be taking, we have Death in reverse and Page of Wands. So yeah, I don't think that because of how things are happening, because a lot of times we're treating the events in our life, especially if they're negative, as a testament to what is happening with us, or that we're making some mistakes, especially when we are in a spiritual journey, right? Because we remember that as within, so without. And we're thinking, well, I must be at a very wrong spot in my journey, or I must be lost somewhere, right? I need major changes in my life. Well, this is telling you not necessarily. Not today. You don't think too dramatic. Don't think you're off too much. No, just have fun with it. And page of wands is all about this creative approach, right? About experimenting. And that's also something you need courage for, to be honest. Unless you're just kind of doing it in the closet when nobody's seeing it, but generally you do. And that's already, like, that step is causing the transformation on its own. But it's supposed to be lighter. You're asked to step up, like, we're seeing a lot of the energies are about, right now I'm more on the darker side, negative side, to step out of that more towards something creative and positive, something that fills up your cup, that makes you happy. Maybe even do something foolish, something that seems childish, something that, your parents or your friends wouldn't approve of. That's the point, and that's going to be transformative for you, more than you imagine. For the masculines, we have the Temperance, clarified by the World, and Ace of Wands. Yeah, so like I was saying, I was attracted to these glasses of wine and the pink dress, so that it's like a cheeky Temperance card. It's supposed to be an angel, and it's not even a girl as such, to be honest. Usually portrayed as either genderless or it's a more of a masculine figure. But this is actually like a cheeky angel that, is having some fun. She's got her makeup on, that pink dress, and some wine. So, again, masculines are asked to sort of use the time, and this is the end of the cycle. And remember, we were talking about it. And yeah, so reaching your destination, we have here, one of the oracle cards was that. We're also getting very close to the end of the lunar cycle. So it means that it's time to taking the final steps towards gathering the crops, towards, reaping the fruit of your labor, so to speak. And that, the acknowledgement of that, and the revisiting of that, like sometimes a lot of things happen to us, trying to think how to explain that. And we don't necessarily have time, or we don't necessarily take time to process, to analyze, to acknowledge what it really means, how much it means to us, this or that. It just keeps happening, and we keep running from one thing to another. So I have a sense that that's what's been happening to divine masculines recently. And this is an opposite energy of like being patient, taking things slowly, and like molding the energies, right? So this is more about stepping into analysis of like, what did that all mean? What have I accomplished this week, this month, maybe since the beginning of this year, right? And these in turn will create some new ideas and inspiration for the next step, for the next cycle, right? For going further, because it looks like divine masculine is on fire right now, literally, right? But it's important not just to jump through hoops and just keep going. It's important sometimes to put it on pause and to acknowledge, what have you been through? What have you achieved? How have you treated yourself and people on the way, right? It's about that. That's the energy now that is kind of slowing the masculine down. Also, because they've been through so much, I'm getting that, they just generally, they are exhausted. So they need, with this, you see, like she's got like 2 glasses at once. They need to replenish their cup, to replenish their energy. Action, 7 of Wands, clarified by 10 of Wands. So yeah, it's important to stand for yourself, stand up for yourself, your needs and your wants, divine masculines. It will help you get rid of the old burdens too, because as soon as you start approaching, things with that mindset, or, what people throw at you, it will immediately help you see, ongoing patterns, or how you have been taken advantage of by people for a long time. Because maybe right now you're seeing like one bright example of when that happened, and you're like, no, that's not gonna happen, I'm sorry. But then you start thinking about it, and your brain just goes back to like, oh, what about that? Or what about with this person? They've been doing it for years. And maybe it's not as bad, but they've been doing it for years. So they're draining my energy a little bit at a time, but it's almost like that kind of pesky mosquito that will not leave you alone after one bite, right? They'll keep biting while they can. Or, if they had enough for now, then tomorrow night they're gonna come back and bite you again. So yeah, it's a lot for Divine Masculine to take in, but it's important to stand strong. Even if you are tired, not to fall into old patterns where you're like going with the easy way. Or like, yeah, I don't have the energy to fight this anymore. No, this is like, that's why we had here ascending the mountain, keep going forward. It's important to keep going. And you're very close to the end of the cycle where there will be a reason to celebrate. And even energetically, it will feel so much better. But it's important to stick with it, to stay with it until that habit's built. And then with time, as we learn the lessons, we don't see them in the same way anymore. So maybe you won't even have to fight each battle for each of those burdens yourself. But if you do it once, twice, the rest will start falling off, and people will stop doing that. Not necessarily that you're gonna argue with all of them. Sometimes people take it too much to the extreme of what it means. It's just more that they aren't gonna be doing that to you anymore. It's just, it's not gonna vibe with each other. Okay, let me pull some messages from the little oracle deck, from Divine Masculines to Divine Feminines. Let's see what we have. I will finish with that. Okay, I've got something. Okay. I run out of fear that you will see the real me. That's the temperance process that's happening. It's kind of like all molding together, the negative and positive, fears and love, all of that. I'm scared you don't love me as much as I love you. You see, scared. Just fear and then fear again. I wish I could communicate how I feel. It's hard. More fear. But, okay. I made the wrong choice. Yeah. So that is with regard to some karmic situations. Could be karmic partners, could be something else. Could be a choice about a job, a place to live, some investment, mixing themselves up with wrong kind of people, So you will ask, so we just saw that they were on fire. Where does this come from? Now, this is a big insight. This is freaking big revelation to do to yourself. I mean, would you be brave to say that to yourself? Things like that? Like about yourself, that you were scared, that you cannot express your feelings and stuff like that. It's very hard. That's what it says here, right? And it's hard to communicate to someone else, but the first step is to communicate it to yourself, and that's hard enough. So that's the revelation. That's why they are on fire. Yes, events on the outside keep kind of triggering these things with them, right? They keep bringing up certain thoughts, certain topics. That's how it all happens with divine intervention. So quite a lot of major arcanas for DMs today, right? So this is already a success to be celebrated at the end of the cycle, since they know this, right? And I'm getting a very loud message that we usually get this messages more on a 5D level, sometimes 3D, but it's like a deep 3D. But this is not even that deep. That's actually what they acknowledge. maybe in a little bit different words, but that's what it is. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll be back with more readings very soon.